Hello, blackguards and blacksmiths. My name is TV Skyn, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where someone in the comments very kindly let me know about, if I could just turn the UI back on somehow. Yeah, about group pose, which is a thing that you can do that makes it a little bit easier to get the camera to, like, do things that are, like, interesting with your character. So that's neat. Cool. I'm pleased to have that. But anyway, as I mentioned at the end of the last video, I hope, it's been a while since I recorded that one, but it mentioned, is crafting time. It's time to do the crafting, so we'll start by finishing up Armorer's Pride. And I've spent a little bit of time off camera chasing down the necessary materials. Specifically, I had to go to the market and get elm lumber in order to be able to craft this goddamn thing. It cost like 800 gil for one of them? For one thing! Good lord! Capitalism is bad, actually. I've decided that because of this, for this reason, capitalism is actually bad. But right now, first, I need a bunch of iron ingots. So, we'll make 6 of them. La 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 la. I have leveled up. And another thing I also did while I was in the market area anyway, is I realized, oh hey, they have vendors there that actually sell you, like, gear for your crafter character that they can put on that makes them better at crafting. So I picked up some of that. Couldn't equip it at level 27, but I can equip it now, and now I have some stuff that's better. I mean, I don't know how much better. I don't know how much of a difference this is reasonably gonna make. But I have it. I have it now. My hands are green, and my feet are green. And it looks a little silly, but that's okay. It means I'm better at crafting now. Ideally. And that means it is time to craft, well, plates, actually. I need to craft plates. Iron plate. Iron plate. Gonna craft me an iron plate. Gonna need 2, 3. I should check how many I need. 2. Iron plate, iron plate, iron plate, iron plate. Oh, no, wait, that's the Spider-Man theme. What was the Iron Man theme? It was... Oh, shit, man. Remember that cartoon from the 90s, the Iron Man cartoon? It had a theme song, and it was one of those, like, 90s cartoon themes that sort of goes hard, but on the other hand, it's not that memorable. It's like, you know, like the X-Men theme is like... Like, that. The only thing you remember from that is, like, that riff over and over again. But, like, does it have a B section, that song? I don't know. Probably not. But everything seemed to have guitar solos back then. I don't know why. And I don't know why they stopped. Guitar solos are superior, because I remember them from my childhood. Anyway, you. So there's this thing called trial synthesis, which I have found quite useful for practicing how to use these frickin' abilities. So I'm gonna try going to mess about with attempting to get this thing to a higher quality. So we'll start with that, and then we'll do this. Yes? Because the thing is, you need enough CP to use Master's Mend to restore durability. Because there's, like, as far as I can tell, there's no way to get the durability, to get the quality up without sacrificing durability. So there's, like, Waste Not maybe do some good, but I don't know. I still haven't figured out exactly how to navigate, like, the thing. Because, like, you only get this thing that gives me back CP when the condition of the thing is good. But I don't know what causes the condition to be good. It seems to just be a random thing that happens sometimes. So how do you plan around that? Heck if I know. Anyway, repair the item. And quality. And now I'm out of ability to do quality. That's it. So now hit it with a hammer. Or get it progress. And then I can't just kind of hope that comes up again so I can do more quality, but no, I can't. So, yeah, that's about as much as I've figured out on how to do synthesis. And see, now that's, like, so I need 3 hits. I need 3 points of durability to actually be able to get this thing to finish, so... but yeah, I don't know how to make a thing like this. I could probably... Let's actually check. Maybe I can do it with one of these, because, like, it's... do like that. And then we do like that. And we do like that. And then we do like that. And then we restore its health, I guess. And then maybe Hasty Touch can do it. Hooray! Okay, so I can make higher quality lower things, just not this thing. Okay, fair enough. Let's not try it then. We'll just punch it 2.5 times. Eron Hoplon is completed. You get a thing on you that increases craftsmanship. There you go. Bonk. Haha. Success. I am a great craftsman. And then we go and give that to Captain Jerkface, whose accent... What the hell kind of voice did I give him? I'll just have to improvise.
No, what you want. Nads have you running errands again.
Here, take the thing.
What's this? Brought me a shield, have you? With materia. Impressive. But don't imagine a bit of materia is enough to make up for shoddy workmanship. I ain't the kind to be blinded by sparklies, lad. Now let's have a closer look. Look at me. It's when they make the step up the bronze to iron that the weaker craftsmen start to show their limitations. The metal being a damn sight harder to shape, all manner of flaws creep into their work. Well, there ain't a single bleeding one in this shield. Your hammer blows were steady and measured. And you kept the thickness of the iron nice and even, too. No bugger wants your shield to be split in half because the armor beat a bit and the plate a bit too thin. A fine piece of work, this. Damn fine. It's twice you passed me inspection now. I'm convinced you're the kind of skill that demands respect, lad. So it's one artisan to another. Let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on Hernanz's handling of the guild? I know you ain't been with us for long, but you must have wondered what she was playing at, am I right? If you ask me, the soft-hearted wench is polluting the damn place with blundering amateurs what our armor is in naught but name. An armor crafts gears keeps men alive. If you lack the skill or the experience to make armor as I'll do the job, you have no business holding a hammer. Just imagine what had happened if a breastplate made by one of them lackwits fell apart in battle. And not just to the poor bastard wearing it neither. I'm talking about what had become of the guild's good name. The way Anansa entrusts these novices with real craftsman's work, she's spitting in the face of the builder. Only a true and tried armorer should be taking orders and dealing with valued patrons. Refusing to get rid of the dregs, Anansa's dampening the flames on our forges. Forge master, my ass. How can she be so bloody blind? You're a dick! Cotton breeches of crafting. Pants of crafting! Just the headgear? Which won't show up on my character model, I suppose. La la la! And that levels me up. And I also bought, like, a better weapon thing. This thing. Hooray! Now, can I see... Okay, so control affects the amount of quality improved in a single synthesis step. Yes, okay, so that was correct. And craftsmanship is progress. Right. And that's it. Like, those are the only two things that matter for crafting. Okay. Silver magnifiers. Huh, I don't remember picking those up. That's weird. Huh. Well, alright then. Let's go show our steel to Hanansa. I mean, if the game didn't want me to, like... if you didn't want me to think it was all suggestive, you shouldn't have given it quest names like that. Ah, there you are. Tell me, were you able to prize anything useful out of Blanster? What did he have to say? Dampening the flames in our forges. A fiddly refrain. That stubborn old sod will never understand why his way is doomed to fail. Not that he's even thought to question it. If we choose not to pass on our knowledge, all of the techniques and methods we perfected over gods know how long, are going to perish along with us. Blanster bemoans the dampening of our forge's flames while advocating a course that would see them extinguished altogether.
And that is why I will continue to expose all of our initiates to as many facets of the craft as I can until such time as I die or am replaced. I may add that you yourself stand as a shining example of how effective this approach can be. I'll not force the issue, but you'd make a perfect champion for my cause. That said, Blanster has apparently come to much the same conclusion. He submitted an order that asks for you by name. The order is for a single steel ingot, but being the difficult bastard that he is, he doesn't want just any steel ingot. He wants an ingot of the purest steel. And that'll require the best materials you can get your hands on. Well, I'll not keep you any longer. You've work to do and a cantankerous artisan to impress. Right, so he wants a high-quality steel ingot. Okay, how do I make a steel ingot? What materials do I need? I need iron ore, and I need bomb ash. Bomb ash. Where, pray tell, might I find bomb ash? Like, the logical conclusion is that bomb-type enemies would drop it, right? Like, bomb-type enemies would drop bomb ash. I don't have anything better. No. So, either I get it from the marketplace, and I don't have a ton of money to do that with right now. Oh, hello. And I don't have a ton of money to do that with. Or else I go and kill some bombs, I guess. Which I can find... The only place I remember finding bombs was in that raid. Or that dungeon in the mines with the slavery. So I'm maybe not super enthusiastic about doing that again. Let's see. Let's see how much these frickin' vultures charge for a bit of bomb ash. Oh, okay, that's actually kind of reasonable. And I needed how many? I needed just one. Okay, so that's fine. That's cool. Then we just do that. Okay, that's... Okay, you're not too terrible this time. Sweet! Well, that solves that problem. Let's just go to an out-of-the-way place and sit down and enjoy the view. And steel ingot. Okay, let's do some trial syntheses on this thing. Okay, that's a lot of quality that's needed. And it only has 40 durability? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Right. Right. Okay, so you do get a lot of more options as you level up. Like, a lot more options. Holy shit. Although all of these are, like, not until after level 50. Okay, so it'll be a while before I get anything else to increase quality with. Okay, then. Because the other thing I could do, obviously, is... I could craft a crap ton of other things. And... just, like, level up my character. To get more CP and get, like, whatever stat increases you get from leveling up. But, like, I feel like you should be able to progress, like, just with the tools that are available to you. Okay, so that seems impossible to do. At least at the stats I have available. Like, I don't see a path. To, like, to being able to, like, manage my resources well enough that, because it's not like I get anything, like, if I level up once or twice, that would, hang on, maybe I should check, what's the level of this quest? It's level 25, like, so you'd think it would be completable at level 25 with the abilities that you have, right? So why can't I? Okay. So let's leave this alone for the moment. And go fish instead. Let's figure out how this fisherman stuff works. After using the cast action to cast your line into the water, you need to simply sit back and wait for a bite. When a fish bites, you will not only see the line being tugged, but hear it. While a fish is on the line, use the hook action to attempt to reel in your catch. Your chances of successfully reeling in a fish after hooking it are attempted by the gathering. Blah, blah. Okay. So, we just hang out? Da, da, da. Whee! I leveled up! But I need anchovies, though. So, we keep going. I'm level 3 now from catching one fish. And eventually this will come into play as ability power for this thing. Okay, still not what I'm looking for. It is an anchovy! And now I'm level 5. This is going pretty fast. Thank God. Frankly. Anchovy? Nope. Kelp. Cool. This is kind of nice and meditative. I could see myself doing this while listening to a podcast. Finger shrimp. Those anchovies are elusive. Here, in the fetid waters of Lemsa, anchovies hide from a cunning predator. That's a goby. What if we go out on the pier here? Like that, presumably that wouldn't change too much, but... Well, Whiskey Malfurion is here in their underpants. Doing some fishing. How you doing, Whiskey? This is kind of delightful. Oh, I shouldn't stand right next to them because they get the same audio cue that I do. Okay, I don't want to get confused by their audio cue. La da 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 da. Still no anchovies. It is day 168. The anchovies, they are not biting. Fish size. The higher your perception rating, the better chance you have of landing a larger fish. Fish over a certain length are deemed high quality, and depending on the variety, may be usable for mooching. Usable for what? The Disciple of the Land action Sneak allows you to conceal yourself from enemies so that you may log, mine, or fish without fear of being attacked. Be mindful, however, that the ability is not... Okay, cool. I am Sneaky. The sneaky, tricksy man. Right, well. Well. Guess we're just doing this for a while. It is kind of zen, though. It really is. It's an anchovy! I'm going to be level 10 before I'm done with this. I certainly am going to be level 10 after. Oh, wait. I got him. Hello, I did it. Anchovies swim off every shore of Limsa, so you can bring them back from anywhere you like, as long as it's not the fishmongers. Who's speaking? Here, Chowi. Here, Chowi. Fair flock of feisty fish you've got. Giddy guppy? Careful they don't slip out of your sight. Out of sight. Who speaks? Is that the guildmaster? To what do we owe the pleasure? A guildmaster's got to get after the guppies, dividing up the daily drudgery, picking up proper potable and some such support and service. And who gets after the guildmaster? We have books to balance, you know. Books you should be balancing. I did my best to balance the books, but the bill's keel bent the bow back, bouncing the whole batch off the boat. That's not what... You know it was just an expression. But that's neither here nor there. So long as you keep it the bit brick, books will balance themselves. Don't let it go to your head, of course. Any beginner can snag some anchovies. You'll need to experiment with different lures and explore new waters if you want to catch the big ones. Fundamentals are fine, but the fun is fishing for new finds. Like my uncle always said, fishing is like philandering, you never know what you'll catch. And with those well-spoken words of wisdom, we will leave you to your wiles.
The next Fisher quest will be available upon reaching...
Yeah, well, I'm there. I am there, I'm afraid. Get a better fishing rod.
Yay.
Huh, I smell that you haven't been neglecting your duties. A commendable attitude. No one's ever got worse at anything by practicing. None that I know, at least. Then again, you can't expect the same old tricks to work with a new fish. Big ones don't grow to be that way by chasing everything that wriggles on a hook. To catch the fish you want, you must first know what the fish wants. Only once their prize is at stake can you tantalize and tempt your prey to taste the forbidden tackle. Anchovies may be willing to settle for lugworms, but harbor herring have a discerning palate that prefers pillbugs. But don't take my word for it. Go and see for yourself. Pick up some pillbugs from Cinnahill over in the West Hawker's Alley, then use them to catch 3 local harbor herring. Like anchovies, they can be caught right outside. In case you've a mind to return to your previous spot, you should know that fish aren't as foolish as most might think. Keep recasting your line in the same waters, and you'll find that fewer folk will take a bait.
Makes sense, I guess. Okay.
Well, if it ain't Brick, you may have just taken up your rod, but anyone can see you've got the keen eye of a fisherman, and I reckon you're looking to make that eye keener still. Bigger fish, more exotic locales, aye, that's what we all seek, ain't it? And it just so happens I can tell you how to find them. You see, the Fisherman's Guild has just finished constructing a vast boat equipped for voyages on the high seas. Far as I know, Captain Ferzigal is still looking for a band of fishermen adventurous enough to brave the deepest fishing hole of them all. If you think you've the stones for it, I'm sure he'll be glad to take you on. Ocean fishing, you say?
Righto. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the market. I think it's you have the peel bug. Let's just take 50 of those. Can't be that expensive. Oh, screw it. Let's take 99. I mean, theoretically, I should... I can fish from here. That's a long-ass line. I guess the big question I have is... like, can you actually make money by doing these things, like crafting and fishing? And I don't mean, like, tons of money, presumably. Like, it presumably would be a slow grind. But, like, could I sit down and just spend, like, a couple of hours crafting shit? And then, like, use that as a means to, like, sell that at some shop or something and use that as a means to acquire some money? I would love to know. Okay, cool. So now I have the things. I can go deliver that to Sisipu, and then we'll go and try and get on a ship and go ocean fishing, I guess. Yeah. I do feel like probably fishing and crafting don't make for the most engaging YouTube content in the world, but then I tend to underestimate my audience.
Bring me 3 harbor herring, Rick. This will both test your ability to use pillbugs and bait and your ability to count.
I can count to 3 at least.
Well, there's nothing better than salted harbor herring, save perhaps for fried harbor herring or grilled. Oh, no, definitely salted. You know, in the yesteryears of my youth, I used to yank every fish, hang on. I used to use every fish I yanked out to yield a bigger one. A good gamble until the game got gargantuan. I guess I got greedy. But where did you... Well, sometimes it's best to throw back the big ones. Good gods, what's a guildmaster to do to garner a grain of gratitude? Acting respectable would be a start. Respectable. I sailed the seas and snared everything that swam in them. And that would be an accomplishment if by everything that swam in them you meant fish and not lady divers. All you ever brought back was stories about carousing with trollops.
Is he dancing? Okay. Right. Well, there's a character.
But chauvinism is just a red herring. The harbor herring are what's important, namely the lesson of thinking from the perspective of the fish when selecting the bait. In that regard, I can truly say you have the mind of a fish, so here's a treat. Some of it might seem like gibberish at first, but as you make observations and jot down notes, eventually all of it will be gibberish. Well, take some time to study up and be careful not to fry your fish brain. You'll need it for the next lesson.
A fishing log is a chronicle of your experiences as a fisher. Peruse the fish guide for fishing locations and detail fish data, or reflect upon your accomplishments by reviewing your records. I have no pants. And yet I chose gloves. Oh, it seems like I'm not alone here.
Another Darren soul come to join our crew, eh? Then let me be the first to welcome you to the Endeavor. Now, this ain't your regular fishing boat. We'll sail it where we please, holding on to the course the wind provides to us. Aye, that's the only way you can see the unseen, know the unknown. And, you know, get shipwrecked.
Captain Forsigal, if I may, the Endeavor is the Guild's only ship of this magnitude. If we, as you say, sail only where the wind pleases us, we may not ever return to this port. The Guild may not look favorable upon such liberal use of its property. My apologies for foregoing an introduction. I'm Drish Thoda, sent from the Fisherman's Guild to oversee this venture. Why am I here when the ship already has a captain, you ask? Well, as you may already know, members of our trade, Master Wawalago and Captain Fursigal included, seem to have difficulties managing time. I suppose the concept became something of an afterthought when one is so focused on the water's surface. Regardless, I'm here to ensure the ship adheres to its schedule, both by managing its finances and ensuring new crew members board smoothly. The Endeavor shall embark upon any number of predetermined routes, each of which have this port as their final destination. Rest assured, if you fail to join one voyage, the ship shall return before long. The route we travel will be determined by our departure time, and you may speak with me if you wish to know of the route before boarding. Pray bear in mind that we must keep to a strict schedule. We cannot take on more crew members after we've begun boarding, and there are no exceptions to this rule, even for captains.
Aye, I hear ya. When we board the ship is when we get to the exciting part. Fishing. Here, take these lures. They're certain to attract something worth displaying on your wall, or at least worth eating. Should be enough to last for one voyage at least. If you're looking for other kinds of bait, you can buy it here on the docks or on the ship. Try to switch it up every now and then, because if you only use the same bait, you're only going to keep catching the same fish, and that ain't why we do this, is it? And one last thing. While Drick Thoda here may be in charge of the particulars on land, once we're on the ship, it's my word you'll heed. So when I say we're fishing here or we're sailing there, I won't hear no objections. As long as we're clear on that, I believe there'll be bounteous fishing for all.
And with that, the Endeavor is yours to board. If you wish to enter the ship, or if you would like a more detailed explanation of what it is we do, you need only ask.
I like that duo. They're a good duo. Potential crew members may register to board the Endeavor in 15 minutes intervals, occurring every 2 hours Earth time. However, the Endeavor will depart early if the number of crew members reaches 24. Okay, so it's a limited thing. Oh, I get it. So the people who were here a second ago, like the big group, would have been a group of people all going out to... I see, all going out to ocean fish. Well, that makes sense, and they all just went, and then, like, I'm here alone, so whatever. I get it. I get it. Cool. Mess with that some other time, then. For the moment, Fisherman's Guild.
What's that in your eye, Brick? I know that glimmer. It's the eye of the fisher. It's the thrill of the bite, rising up to the challenge of a rival. Keep that spark alive, friend. You don't want to end up like Wawalago. Not that I'm worried about you. Oh, yes, I can see it. There's a fire inside you burning for fish. More fish. Bigger fish. It's time to feed that fire. Today's the day you catch your first big one. No one ever forgets their first. Journey forth to the banks of the Nim in Middle Anosia. There you will find her, the Princess Trout. Take the princess and return here a man. Her Royal Highness is drawn to crayfish balls.
Well, I mean, I don't want to kink shame. Certain gear grants bonuses to your perception. Greater perception increases the probability of catching larger fish. Large fish are said to be of high quality. Yes, this I have already been told. Foe, a princess trout. So the Nim River in Middle Anosia. Beink. here, and then... That's Robber. Where the heck's the Nim River? Eh? Well, neither of those are the Nim River, according to the map, anyway. Weird. Okay, but it says Middle Anossia, so, you know, presumably that's where we need to go. Right, how do we get out of here quickly? Aetheryte, you idiot. La-da-da-dee. A dwarf catfish. Hey, that was quick.
Well, neato.
I've caught the fish. I did the thing.
You'll find the Princess Strauss in the Nim River.
Yeah. Crayfish balls. Got him.
Depending on your perspective, you've either rescued or abducted the princess. A prim and proper princess she is. We'll ready her as a royal roast, a feast fit for a king.
Oh, that's the guy.
The king can keep his fancy feast. Any fisherman worth her salt prefers a trout prepared simply. I said like a surly salted-mouthed sea hag. Hand her over here and heed how a cultured classes cook. A fine day it'll be when I take culture lessons from you. Besides, I didn't send Brick out to that river to fetch a fish for you. I sent him out to fetch a fish for me. For my lesson, that is. Yes, of course. That was the purpose of the expedition. Anyway, as you should have learned, catching a proper fish requires perseverance, plain and simple. And this plump princess trout can testify to that. Continue to apply the lessons I've taught you, and before you know it, you'll be swimming in fish. Doesn't that sound appetizing?
Not really? I guess the plus 20 hat is the thing we go for.
Put the hat on.
Baby, you can leave the hat on. And you would like me to be level 15. Well, that shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. Hooked on the reeling. I got a... I'm hooked on a reeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. When fishing for the choicest of fish, patience can significantly increase the... Ah. Fishing holes. Scattered about Eorzea, there are legendary fishing holes that only a handful of fishers can recognize among the more normal waters. Once you have learned Gull Eye, perhaps you too can try your luck at these prime fishing locations. Have I learned Gull Eye? Yes. Okay, up to level 15. Allows you to catch your fishing line into desert sands. Huh. Mooching. Okay, so mooching would be... using a fish that you've caught to catch more fish that you're trying to catch. Okay. But how then do I mooch? Right, so that's now on. Okay, so that's for reeling them in once you've done the thing. I see. Okay. Right. Okay. And then I use an ability to negate the inefficient hooking thing to give me better chances of catching the fish, but I need to know if the fish has a weak or strong bite in order to... Okay. So that means I need to take a look at the fish guide. Now, does that tell me if something has like a weak or strong bite? Holy shit, that's a lot of fish. No. Okay, so then how do I know if something has a strong bite?
How does one find this information?
Well, it must be possible somehow.
I've been thinking, Brick, now that you can catch more fish than you can eat, it's time you learned a little about the art of fishmongering. Normally, customers purchase fish that have already been caught, but a certain Kikiran sailor has a penchant for freshness. Unfortunately, the fishermen who usually fill his orders have all, somewhat ironically, gone fishing. And so I turn to you, Brick. I'm hoping you can talk to Kukuran over, or at least listen to him.
This fella right here?
Kukuran, the sailor sails the seas. You, the fisherman, fish the fish? Jumping out as lookout. Kukuran spots in water. Jumping silverfish jump. Flashing silver flashes. Kukuran wish to taste silverfish taste. Kukuran pay good silver if you fish 5 good silverfish.
Okay. Yes.
Well, Kukuran has a way with words, doesn't he? Unfortunately, his way appears to be repeating the words silverfish. Only the most experienced fisherman will be able to decipher that nonsense. Sounds like a job for Wabalago, since I'm busy doing his job. Rest assured that what he may lack in sense, he more than makes up for in nonsense.
Okay, so now I need to find where the heck he is. Ah, there he is. There's the little bugger.
Since when is it civil to sneak up and scare your seniors? I suddenly suspected Sisyphus sent you to slip my stomach. That woman's well aware of my weakness. If she's going to shout about the way I shoved down shrimp, she should know better than to leave them showing on the shelf, rather. Is that not why you're here? Huh, table setting aside, I'll bet you shells to shellfish I know what the Kikiran spied. If it was silver and sauntered while skimming the seas, I'm somewhat certain he saw a navigator's dagger. Daggers don't lend themselves to Laminson's likings, but the settlers of the Southerly Isles stir them into soup stock. You can find them by the brewer's beacon. Snaring one is a slippery slight for a starter, but a flitting flick of the fist for a fisherman with a gull's eye like you have. Now, daggers are drawn to decoys that dangle, so do yourself a favor and fetch some rat tails for them to flash their fins at.
Rat tails. Well, there's a thing with a history. Like, there's a thing with a history in Final Fantasy. Rat tails, really? Just as bait for fishing? That seems a little slightly underwhelming use of them given their history. So, in the very first Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy I, way the hell back in the day, there's a location called the Castle of Ordeals that you can go to, and it's like this really sort of, it's Nintendo, like, it's a very first Final Fantasy game, so the dungeon design in the game isn't great, but basically it's this castle with like multiple levels of like teleporters that you walk into, and you have to go in the right order to get to the end of the thing, and like there's a huge, like, you encounter so many fucking enemies there, and it's like, it's kind of miserable, but if you do it, you get an item called the Rat Tail, which is like, oh, all of this trouble, like I went through this entire hellhole of a fucking dungeon to get a rat tail, and you just hold on to that. And eventually, later in the game, you can go to the Caverns of the Dragons, where you can meet with Bahamut, the king of all dragons, who sees your rat tail and goes, ah, you have completed the Temple of Ordeals. I shall bestow upon you the magic of class change, which then upgrades, like, whatever 4 classes you've chosen as the classes for your characters, you get upgraded. So, like, the fighter becomes a warrior, the white mage becomes a white wizard, so on and so forth. And it's a really important power boost, especially for the end game of that particular video game, because it gives you access to all the best late game shit. But that's what the rat tail is. Like, it used to be this sort of little fake out thing. Let's see, rat tails. Where, like, you go through a miserable dungeon in order to get this thing, which seems like completely fucking useless, like a rat tail. What the fuck are you gonna do with that? And then it turns out to be, like, one of the most important and powerful things in the game. And so the rat tails have shown up multiple times since in Final Fantasy games as references to that first Final Fantasy game. Usually they'll be some sort of special key item or reference to a thing or something or other. But yeah. So, near the Brewer's Beacon in Western Lanasha. Where the hell is the Brewer's Beacon? Well, I don't have it. So, oh yeah, I think that says the Brewer's Beacon, kinda, if I squint. Right. To Swift Perch, then. I see I'm not the only one who's out here doing that thing. I wonder, I can't fish from here, can I? Yes, I can. How long is the line on this thing? That spool isn't big enough to hold that much line. White coral. Anyway, rat tails. Got one. Yo, fish and catch 5 fish for catch for fish Kukuron. Shiny, shiny, smelly smell. Cannot wait to taste, tasty taste.
Well, it looks like you find the fish we were after.
Yo, fine, fine, fine. Maybe Kukuron season with season or smoke with smokers. Maybe grill on grill. Many, many cooking options for cook.
My, you're certainly putting a great deal of thought into this.
Haha! Kukuron's gifted to feast on feast gift. Best Kukuron regard you with Kukuron's best regards.
We're always grateful for your patronage, Kukuron. Please see him out and return here afterwards, Brick. We have more to discuss. I'm glad you were able to handle that sudden request. So many of these freeloading fishermen can't be bothered to stay ashore for more than a day at a time. You, on the other hand, have proven far more reliable. I can think of at least one Kikiran who'd agree. Now that you've seen how rewarding fishmongering can be, I hope you'll take the initiative to try it yourself.
I should probably have some pants. Just for propriety's sake. There we go. Pink pants. I need to be level 20 for that. Okay, well, that's probably... I mean, it wouldn't take me more than a couple of catches, so okay, fine. In addition to bait, there exist several types of man-made lures. Lures are applied to your line in the same manner as bait. Fish can sense the difference between live bait and lures, and therefore may take longer to register a bite. On the other hand, lures can be reused multiple times as well as employed to land prey too large for smaller bait. Being able to choose the right bait lure for this situation is what separates the amateur from the professional. Okay.
You might recall Kukuron, the babble-spewing fish carnivore. Perhaps not, but he certainly recalls you. Apparently, there aren't enough fish in the sea, so he set his sight on freshwater fish. He's even tried catching them himself, though that's proved problematic so far. While Kikiran possess a healthy appetite for fish, they lack the necessary patience and often end up eating their own bait. The problem has a relatively straightforward solution, employing a lure in place of live bait. Unfortunately, this straightforward solution requires a roundabout demonstration, as Kukuron does not readily accept the concept of inedible bait. If only you had snagged 5 warm-water trout with crowflies, he might come to see the light. The fish are said to populate the shores of Oakwood in Upper Lanosha, though I can't say I've been recently. I consider it inauspicious to cast one's line under the watchful gaze of a giant sea serpent.
Inauspicious, is it? Right. Well, I guess we have our next fishing quest, then. But, for the moment, like, the thing I really want right now is I really freaking want to get to progress my armorer. Cause, god damn it, you know, like a boy just wants to be able to craft good gear to put on his big, strong, tanky man. But, you know, it seems like I'll need to do some kind of something there to figure out how to make a high-quality thing. Which seems a little bit like there's something I'm missing that makes this, like, more doable than it currently is. But yeah, that's freaking troublesome goddamn grumble, grumble, grumble. But that's gonna have to be from your perspective for the next episode, because this one's over. If you want to watch more Final Fantasy XIV right now, though, there is what I would call a non-zero chance that you can do that already if you are a member of the channel, because I upload these videos in bunches, usually, and normally there'll be like a few more hanging out after whichever one is most recently come out. So if you want to watch more Final Fantasy XIV, you can do that. I also have a Patreon and merchandise store and a chip jar. If you use any of them, that'll be helpful to me. As you can hear, I'm just taking my character over to the actual to the Armorer's Guild. Like that's all very helpful to me, but you absolutely do not have to. Thank you very much for watching. Remember still to wear a mask and wash your hands, and take whatever goddamn vaccines we need to take. I'm taking my second shot tomorrow, as I'm recording this, and I'm quite excited to finally get that frickin' drug in my body. And try to act with solidarity towards those who are worse off than yourself.